Oh,
Hi everybody, welcome to All Astrology. We're doing a free reading today, and the time that we're doing, the birth date is November 20th, 1983, 2:39 p.m.
how you doing? I am G.
And I am Amy.
And this is All Astrology. Right?
Okay, so if you would like to have a free astrology reading, because we are offering to those to new subscribers, what do you need to do?
You need to go down below and you need to comment birth date, time, place, all the birth info. Just check down below. We have all the stats down there for you. And then tap the bell. Once you tap the bell, you will get a notification when your chart is published.
Alrighty, so we're going to get started with this chart. What we like to do is start with a past event to verify that we know what we're talking about. And what we are going to start with this chart is when you were 15 years old, right about the time of your birthday, which would have been in November of 1997, you got really sick. You got so sick, in fact, and nobody could figure out what the heck it was. It started out pretty slowly. As a matter of fact, when it first started, you probably started out with not feeling very good. You probably felt sick to your stomach. You probably felt headachy. Nobody could figure out what the heck was going on. This went on for a really long time. As a matter of fact, this went on for so long that you probably felt sick for probably over a year. I'm going to, based on our calculations, it looks like you didn't really start to feel better until January a year later.
What a sucky year 1998 was. And if this does not resonate with you, we need to know this. Either we have the wrong birth time or this just is not your chart, because there are so many factors in this chart that point to extreme difficulties in terms of health and, like she said, hard to diagnose stuff. Neptune, you had a Neptune effect going on. Neptune's job is to
hide things.
Yeah, to make things difficult to see clearly.
Yeah. This would have been really, really difficult. And because of the setup, that's why it would have included severe headaches, severe abdominal distress.
Yeah, all Virgo, a lot of Virgo and Aries things. So Aries is our body, mainly our head. Virgo is
abdominal.
Go with it, Virgo.
Virgo, as the Queen of Virgo, I can honestly say
all digestive things.
It's all digestive stuff. Having just had my gallbladder removed, I can speak to that pretty well. And being a Virgo who has Virgo in the 12th house and on the ascendant, which means right where Aries is ruled, and being a migrainer, I know migraines can cause really, really bad digestive issues. If they're severe enough, they will cause severe vomiting. They will cause vertigo. They will cause all kinds of extenuating problems. And once they kick in, it's really hard to stop them. And once they start, the cycle is really difficult to break. So I would not be at all surprised if this cycle went on for that long, because once a cycle like this starts, it is difficult to break.
So this is a birth date. You did say the birth date.
Yeah, I did. November 20th, 1983.
Okay, I'm just double checking to make sure that.
You know, I always say the birth date.
Sometimes we roll right past, and anyway. So things about Virgo. Virgo is also all about alternative stuff.
Yeah, Virgos, because Virgos tend to be hypersensitive. We have a super sensitivity to things. It's really important for people who have these hypersensitivities to use alternatives as opposed to using conventional medications or conventional means for healing. Virgo is very much about health. Virgo is based in the health of the body, and it is the center of health. And with Virgo ruling the health, it's really important that you use alternatives.
Yeah,
as much
Virgo's in
as
your
possible.
6th house. The 6th house is the house of our health.
Yeah, you have double Virgo energy in that house. And you have the planet of Mars, which is what we call malefic. And that means that it makes things difficult. It's going to make things really, really hard as far as your health goes. So if something badly touches that
When
Mars,
it aspects it.
Yeah.
When it hits a certain angle. It's not going to be bad all the time.
It's not going to be bad all the time, but when it hits a certain point, when it hits a certain angle, if there's multiple things happening that are all touching certain angles at the same time, it's going to create a point of distress, and it's going to create a point where you're going to have this like cascade failure. It's sort of like that idea that in computer systems, when one thing goes wrong, usually other systems can pick it up. But if you have multiple things go wrong in multiple places, you get a cascade failure. And basically, that's what happened. That's what it looks like happened back in 1997, is that you had a
like
series of domino effects
Yeah.
that happened that caused a cascade failure. And so one thing got triggered, and it began triggering a whole series of other things after that spread out over the course of that year. And it wasn't until you could find the one original root cause that caused the original trigger to happen that you started to get better. Now, the fortunate thing is that you are never going to have that set up again in your chart ever again for the rest of your life. So you are never going to have to face an event like that again.
That's good news.
Which is always good news.
Yeah. That's the beauty of astrology.
Yeah.
Everything changes. It's a guarantee.
That's a good thing. You'll never have to deal with that kind of energy again. So, moving forward, we wanted to let you know that from basically now, September, especially September 12th, through the first week in October, you are going to have a tendency to want to try and do too much. You are going to have a tremendous amount of energy.
Yeah,
you are going to have so much energy.
Yeah, the tendency is to take risks because of the abundance and the assertiveness that you're going to feel. So it's like, oh, I can do this, which is great. But there's an over-optimism.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like you basically have enough energy to do anything and everything that you want, and you're gonna feel, what's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna feel
I don't know, outgoing, extreme outgoing.
Like you can't, like nothing, like no
It's
matter
an
what.
over-optimism.
It's an over-optimism,
Yeah.
but like no matter what you do,
Right.
you can't get hurt.
Right.
Or that
You'll bounce right back on
you're
your
going to
feet
bounce
and
right
it
back
won't be
on
a
your
problem.
feet. And you're just going to be like, I can't think of the word. It'll come to me. Anyway, so
How long does this period last?
this is
actually
going to
lasts-
last all the way until like the 6th of October.
Yeah, so this is like a 3-week cycle that we're describing.
The 6th of October. Yeah, we're talking
it's
about,
like a 3-week cycle.
at least 3 more weeks.
So the whole point of talking about the 3-week cycle.
The important thing to think about this, though, is that you don't want to push yourself that much.
Right.
Don't do it. Don't overexert yourself. Don't overpush yourself. Don't push your body beyond your known limits. I know you're going to feel like you can do it. I know that you're going to be overly optimistic. I know that you're going to feel like, oh, I can get by on 4 hours of sleep tonight. Oh, I can get by on 5 hours of sleep tonight. Oh, I can run myself ragged right now because I have so much energy. You're going to make yourself sick.
Yeah, this is what happens normally when people have these sorts of transits. It's just basically I have this abundance of energy and strength, and I can just keep going. I'm the Energizer Bunny. I can keep going.
Yeah.
But that doesn't.
It doesn't
last.
It doesn't last. What ends up happening is that you end up getting sick.
It's burning the candle at both ends type of thing.
Or you end up injured.
Yeah. Well, right. That's the other part about this transit. Taking chances because we have this overconfidence. And so we sometimes do things that we wouldn't normally do. And so it's just basically be logical, rational, and make sure your thinking's always involved.
Be really rational. Keep your regular schedule. Keep your regular dietary schedule as far as what time you eat. Eating a really healthy diet. Keep your regular sleep schedule. Don't try and push yourself beyond that. Get your regular, make sure that you get your minimum of 7, 8 hours of sleep, whatever it is that you need in order to be healthy, no matter what you think.
All right, we're going to go to September 18th. This is a big day for everybody, and it's not going to be just that particular day. What happens is September 18th begins a cycle.
Yeah.
Is when things that were once standing still, not moving forward, like things had stalled, they start to move forward. There starts to be a release. There starts to be all of a sudden barriers and walls that once were become doors. Windows that were locked all of a sudden are open. So
things that felt like they were either stagnant or taking a step backward. Like, you know how sometimes it feels like you present an idea to somebody and you feel like, oh, they took a step back, they're not sure. It felt like that. Well, now it's going to feel like things are moving forward again.
And in your chart, let's tie this down to your chart specifically. This is your career, your professional life, your hopes, highest hopes and ambitions, tied into your day-to-day routines. Very, very nice setup.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful trine, which means it adds ease. Things start moving forward, and somehow it makes your day-to-day world easier. And it helps you to accomplish what your highest goals, hopes, and aspirations are.
Yeah. This is going to be really beautiful because what this is going to do is at the same time that
Talking about Virgo and the cat shows up.
At the same time that these things are going to be moving forward, that this forward movement is going to be happening, there's also going to be a feeling for you of expansion, that things are opening up. So not only are things going to be moving forward, but things are going to be opening up. It's going to feel like there's going to be an opening of probably a new opportunity that's going to be coming towards you.
Yeah, there's another transit occurring. There is another lineup of planets. And this one is one that is basically a benefit, but it brings a benefit in a big way. And that is happening in your house of other people's resources, of bonding, of intimacy. By natally in your chart, you have like 4 planets there, which means this is something.
A huge amount of
you have a lot of energy by that way. So you're getting more energy there, and you're actually having what we would call a Jupiter return. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It expands things. Well, it's returning to its natal spot, its home spot. So that all begins this cycle, September 18th. So it'll be fascinating to see how that all works, because that extra burst of expansion also adds ease to your day-to-day routines. Yeah. And it's all things Virgo. She talked about Virgo a lot earlier. Virgo is alternative medicine. Virgo is our health. Virgo is our day-to-day routines. It's also our pets. It's our domestic animals. Virgo is the earth. It's an earth sign. So it's all earthy things. Virgo is the gardener. Virgo is the harvester in particular, right?
Yeah, it's food because it's tied into the harvest.
Yes.
It's tied into grains. It's tied into
if
animals.
I just have to say this, because if you don't incorporate this kind of Virgo element within your work, you probably should.
You should.
Because you'd have great success doing that.
Right.
because there's this nice little, okay, this is going to be actually easy for you.
Right.
It would add ease into that. And because you have another earth thing at your highest midheaven, you would be known for earth-like things that are all tangible and material and earth, and raising them up.
So you might want to consider how you want to proceed moving forward in terms of incorporating some of these Virgo elements into what you do.
Virgo is
for work.
homeopathies. Virgo is all those other alternative modalities.
Right.
You know, alternative
How many,
methods in general.
other modalities that you can add, other modalities that you can use.
Right.
And incorporate.
Yes.
And there's going to be an expansion. We're looking down the road because
where should I go now? Let me pull this up.
we
October
really
31st.
October 31st.
So we're in September. So September we presented a 3-week thing, right? September to like October 6th.
Right.
Okay.
You're going to feel this huge rush of energy.
Right.
This huge push to work, do. Just take the energy, use it.
Take it, use it, be smart, be
but
responsible.
Be smart and be responsible with it. Don't overdo it.
There is a time in there where there will be this...
There's going to be a time that's coming up.
You're really going to want to be getting physical. There's no other way to put it. The best recommendation at that time is to take that energy and be physical. Virgo is all about, when we talk about being physical and health, Virgo is all about doing things with the body, but in a more balanced, holistic way. Virgo is the yoga, right?
So, doing yoga, doing meditation, going out for walks, getting connected into nature, something that is very Virgo-based, very holistic, is something that the Japanese do, which they call forest bathing. And it's going out into the woods, which you know that I do this when I walk, because you've watched me how I touch all the trees as I walk by them. Yeah. And connecting into...
They call that forest bathing?
They call it forest bathing.
I didn't know there was a term. Okay,
they
that's
actually,
cool.
So doing things like that.
And also for you, the reason I'm mentioning this, I'm looking at your natal chart. You have a spot here in your 6th house. It's right after the Virgo thing, but it's the sign of being very active, very physical. So for you, you would probably want to go up a notch. We're not suggesting... I don't think yoga would satisfy this.
No.
I think this person needs to be very physically active during this time.
Yes.
I recommend that to maybe have some sort of a workout routine if you already don't. Someone who's got Virgo in their 6th house is going to be very health oriented anyway. But
the idea of maybe going and like the guys who ride their bikes through the woods.
Oh yeah, extreme.
Like
totally.
Extreme
That's a great idea.
Riding. That would be like riding in the woods.
They're out there in the winter, in the snow, and the ice. They got like spikes on their anyway.
But instead of just working out in the gym, I think it would be a really good idea to incorporate doing something physical, but doing it out in nature. Yeah. Would be a really satisfying, really satisfying thing for you right now to really connect into the earth. So going out and doing some hiking, going out and doing some rock climbing, but doing it on the actual physical rocks as opposed to going to a climbing gym. Things like that.
And only doing, you said rock climbing. If you haven't done rock climbing before, I'm not suggesting you do that at this time. This would be a time when there would be this, well, let's do it. We can do this. This over and it's taking a risk. So we're not necessarily saying that. It's just be physical with things that you're familiar with. Right. You know, if you do challenge yourself, then you up your game a little bit in whatever activity it is you already do.
Like to do.
And just maybe somehow incorporate the earth.
Yeah, incorporate outdoor activities in it. And this is a great time of year to do it because we're coming into fall and it's beautiful outside this time of year. And
Take some pictures.
Oh, gosh, it's so gorgeous out. So this is a really beautiful time to do it. Okay, starting the very end of October.
Yeah, I'm going to move that up to there.
going from the 6th of October, we should just mention, going from the 6th of October to the 31st of October, things are going to be pretty level. Things are going to be sort of, they'll level out. They'll feel very sort of more even keel. Your energy level will back off just a little bit. And that'll be a good time to sort of evaluate things for you. Once we get to October 31st, there's going to be a time where it's going to be a really, really good time to stop and think about everything that's coming your way and everything that you've just been through and all the work that you've just done. Because my feeling is that there's going to be things that are going to be presented to you.
Yeah, an opportunity is going to come up, it looks like.
Yeah, and so you're going to really have to internalize and really think about these opportunities that are being presented to you. And from October the 31st, so basically through all of November and into December, you're going to have to really seriously contemplate, think about, look at, and do your due diligence and research whether or not you want to get involved in what I feel is an expansion in your work and a possible partner. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think there's opportunities coming if they haven't come already. Mm-hmm. I think that there's just so much energy in this house of merging resources. There's a lot of energy there.
Yep.
And you're going to see these things lighting up where it's like, okay, so there's going to be a lot of communications about it, a lot of thinking about it.
Yep.
You're going to meet people that are going to connect you to other people. And so they might not be like these outstanding things at first, but it might be things where you feel like, okay, this might be a good idea.
Right.
And the same advice that we give everybody is really just to like put things down on paper, to rationally, logically look at things. I don't think you're going to have a hard time doing that. By the looks of this person's chart, you're pretty intelligent and you have no problem looking below the surface of things. No. And I guess that
you have a really good intuitive sense of what's right and what isn't for you.
Yeah.
And what's going to work and what's not going to work for you.
The only thing I do want to mention is there's likely going to be some, just be aware that this merging, if there's a possible partnership that's being talked about, just be very sensitive to the stress it may cause to your current partnership. Or marriage,
it could,
whatever you're already involved in.
It could put a little it could put some stress on your current relationships. Please
Which is typical,
be very careful.
To be expected.
Because whenever there's a big change within the structures of your life, it puts stresses on other parts of your life. So be careful of that. There's also a feeling that wherever this energy is coming from, it has a very
what? Point what you're looking at. So I know what you're talking about, because like this chart's huge. Like just so this person has an understanding what we're looking at. Like it's something like this. Like there's 1,000 different things. Which one are you talking about? So that I can kind of chime in.
It has a feeling that it could cause some really serious issues in your partnership, in your.
Okay, so here, this is what the energy is showing. That at that time, what time are we talking about? At the end of October, going into November.
Into November.
Right, where things are looking tempting. How's that? Things are looking tempting. Things in the material world are looking tempting.
Yeah.
That means anything physical. Got it? That's a good way of saying it.
You could be tempted to get involved in a situation that you should not get yourself involved in.
Yeah. So the stressors basically at work can also be with coworkers, can also be with significant others at work. Okay.
Right.
So you want to just be aware of this energy that's coming. Okay. Yeah. And understand it's not going to stay. It's going to pass, and you don't want to make any choices at that time that you're going to have to be faced with,
long-term
2, 3,
ramifications.
longer, months, weeks, whatever down the line. And then it's like, oh, damn. So always just think about the future.
Always think long-term.
And I think you very much so do that. You have so many planets, so much energy in Jupiter, which is all about, I can see long-term.
Yeah.
You have a great foresight.
But we all make mistakes short-term, and we all no matter how much we all think, sometimes we don't.
Well, this is what's making it hard, is that this planet that brings things and lights things up and is very big, it's going to be sitting on top of this other energy, which brings clouds and illusion. And it makes the water murky. It makes it hard to see the truth. It hides things. So whatever's presented to you, not to say that there's a hidden agenda, there just might be more things that this entails that are not being put on the table.
Right. That you're not going to be aware of.
Right.
So just
I know this sounds so cryptic.
Cautious.
But there's all these facets of people's free will. Your free will, whoever the other person or entity or whatever this looks like, everybody's got free will. So the generalities are basically how we have to keep it. You have free will, and you have the, you
can make
choose
decisions.
You choose how this goes down.
Yeah.
You choose how this goes forward or not.
You choose how you use the energy that's presented to you.
Yes.
How that works.
That's exactly it. The energies of the planets, they give us an inclination. They do not control. How's that?
They incline, they don't
control.
Enforce.
Yeah. So the other little thing is the future. We want to talk a little bit more about further into the future for you. If I go to...
So just so that you know, it's really after December 8th that this time of caution, where you need to be very careful about your choices, what you do, who you spend a lot of your time with, and how you choose to spend that time. Just be careful about that, and who you choose to trust.
One-on-one. That's what's going on.
Whom you choose to trust in your one-on-one relationships. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
So we go further down the line. You have some beneficial things coming.
Huge beneficial things coming.
Yeah, in a material way. It looks like, I don't want to get into a whole bunch of astrology talk, but there's an eclipse coming up in
December 26th, the day after Christmas.
Now understand that eclipses have like a 6-month window. So
very, very long-term energy. The energy starts building before the eclipse, and it lasts up to 6 months after the eclipse.
Yeah. And so all your decisions and choices feed into these moments, and then they basically slowly over time, within that 6 months, they start to reveal themselves. But what we're seeing is these are things that are directly affecting the choices you make at that time are directly affecting, well, including now, from now until that time, are directly affecting your income, your sources of income. And it, from what I'm looking at, I don't know if anyone's ever told you or if you have the urge, but what's going to be happening in the future for you is starting his birthday. Right?
Yeah.
In November.
Yeah, starting in November, on your birthday.
You're starting a new cycle. And it is a cycle that is all about flexibility in thinking. It's about communication. It's about teaching. It's like you're taking the knowledge you have, which you have a lot of knowledge. You're going to take that and you're going to teach. It's going to be about publishing. It's about how do I share this with the community. Okay? But it's media. Okay? So all things media. That includes internet. Definitely internet, because that's what media is nowadays. It's internet. So for the next, from this birthday to the next birthday, that's going to be heightened for you. Okay? But it's not going to go away because, like, Saturn's going to be here for 2.5 years, training all of that, or 2 years, whatever.
No, about
so
2.5.
It's about, so we're really talking about, the next couple of years is really going to be, I feel like a huge
expansion.
an expansion in a big way. And the universe is supporting all of this. You have all the support. So whether you really want to do it or not, guess what? You have the support
The support
to do it.
is there.
People are going to show up. You're going to talk to people. They're going to know the right people to talk to. It's going to be one of those things where it just works.
It's just going to fall into place for you.
And it benefits your day-to-day routines and your job.
Yeah.
Okay, that it benefits that.
Everything is going to be...
It lines up and benefits
that. It just
that.
benefits. It's amazing. And just remember that through all of this, the thing that you have to keep in mind through all of it is that you have to maintain your health. You have to maintain your health. You have to maintain your rigor of maintaining your own personal health and maintaining your own lifestyle so that you stay healthy, because that's the thing that can trip you up through all of this because of the alignment that you have. That's the one thing that can trip you up. So you have to keep on your schedule. You have to keep on your way of eating. You have to keep on your way of maintaining...
Healthy routines is what she's saying.
On your healthy routine.
Keep up your healthy routines.
As long as you do that, you will be fine. And you'll have the energy and you'll have the capacity and everything will be there for you. And as long as you maintain healthy relationships with the people that are most important to you, everything will be fine as well.
Okay.
We're going to leave it there.
I think we should. If you want us to do any other further looking for you, you just go down below and comment and we can look further. Mm-hmm. There's a big transit in 2020 that everybody is facing.
Yep.
It is a Saturn-Pluto conjunction, and this is happening in your house of highest goals and aspirations. And it's how I want to be seen on the world stage.
Yep.
So from here, in this quick look, it looks positive. It looks positive.
It all looks
It would
very
take
positive.
us a little bit more time to go further. And if you want us to do that, you know how to get in touch with us.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.